Evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mumble.
How's everyone doing?
Not too bad.
Yeah, whatever it is, I'm still doing it, so that's good.
Jolly good.
It's taken me 3 goes to get 2020 started. It's crashed the desktop twice, but I think I'm good now.
Evening all.
Evening.
Good evening, Peter.
Good evening, Joe. I've had a quick look. Don't like the sound of my own voice.
Yeah, join the club. Sometimes I sound more country southern than others.
Oh, I've never liked the sound of my own voice.
Oh, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the Flying Doghouse. We are on our group flight today. So I think I was getting doubled up on volume. And maybe we've got that sorted now. All right, we'll edit that out at the beginning. So we'll just consider this the official start of the stream. So we've got about 15 minutes before we push off. And Peter is hosting the flight today. Peter, I do have the live stream active now, so
Oh, roger that.
and one of the things I have to get used to is the delay between my spoken word and the time I hear it in my head.
That must be very weird. 21 and 26 are both okay for taking off, so we'll go for 26.
Okay, 26 it is. And live weather looks good.
What weather are you at? Sorry, what time?
About round about quarter to 12, so come out to midday.
Okay, I think I'm about 11:30, so around about the same side.
I was telling Joe earlier, you're going to be giving me PTSD tonight. With this one, Pete. I had to work in Tunisia a couple of years ago, and I probably went there about 7 or 8 times. Awful place, sorry to say, but awful place.
We're making it worse by going to Algeria then, aren't we?
Well, quite happy to be leaving Tunisia, yeah.
I went there on a cruise and didn't even get off the boat.
I've got some horrendous stories about, well, basically just life in Tunis itself, the capital, and I shudder when I think about it now. Thank God I haven't got to go there again. Probably fly over my old hotel while I'm going in, actually. I might have a look at that. I reckon we're going to be close to it.
Peter, my PTSD from this is going to be trying to recover from flying an airplane I've never flown while live streaming.
Oh, I've got to be honest, I've hardly ever flown this.
What can go wrong?
Don't say that, you're just tempting fate.
Oh, brother, I don't have to tempt it. It just comes looking. For those of you who are Flying Doghouse channel subscribers, we're sitting here on the ramp, but we're about 2:46 p.m., so we're got a 3 o'clock push off, and then we'll proceed.
Lights on this one. TBM9, I mean.
Up in the top panel there's one for the strobe. I don't know if there's one for beacon. There's a landing light and nav lights.
Yeah, the 850 doesn't have a beacon by the looks of it.
Oh, right. Yeah, apologies, guys. I've got a horrendous cold. Well, I actually think it's flu. It's like me and the missus out.
Oh, you haven't got to apologise for that.
Yeah, just feel better, friend.
Yeah. It really is nasty, this one.
I know they said that the hospitals are full of people with flu at the moment, more so than normally in the winter.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind, but we both had a flu jab at the beginning, end of November. That works, didn't it?
It's supposed to.
Yeah.
Well, it's giving you the flu, yeah.
Peter, what weather are you suggesting for the flight today?
At the moment, live weather looks quite nice. I'm just looking ahead to Carthage, our first touch and go. And we've got a choice between runway 11 or runway 19. So I say go for runway 19, and then for anybody who wants it, I've clicked on the follow the airplane. So as soon, of course, I was looking at it, it jumped back to our starting point. Hang on. The ILS will be 110.3. And I don't know if anybody heard that, because I'm not sure about my mic button.
Yep, heard you loud and clear.
Oh, yeah, you're loud and clear today, Peter.
I took my finger off the mic button. I didn't feel it come back on me. And I was thinking, now, did anybody hear that? Was I talking to myself?
Was that 19, you say?
No. Yes, sorry. Runway 19,
Yeah.
and the ILS is 110.30.
Wonderful.
Okay.
And for those of you just joining, I did get the group flight recording posted sort of mid-afternoon today. It took a very, very long time to render. I actually had to restart it, but it's up there now if you want to tune in later, Neil, while you're enjoying your cold and flu medicine.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks for doing that, by the way. It's very much appreciated.
My pleasure.
And our heading on taking off is 269 degrees.
Finally made it. The flight sim has been Monday morning blues. It took forever for that blue line to populate.
Mike, I wasn't sure whether you were going to be able to make it tonight.
Neither was I, but I kept waiting for that blue line on the sim to like load. I had to do it twice.
It was doing that the other week.
Yep, our first leg is 83 nautical miles. And I'm suggesting if we aim for a speed of 200 knots, and we'll just see how we get, because we've got the actual flight is 418 nautical miles. Actually, so 220 would probably be a better idea. Do the brakes. We'll see how we go. Once we get to the first spot. The next two legs are 70 nautical miles and 62 nautical miles to the break. So by the time we get halfway through the second leg, we should know if we're on time or not, if we need to go faster up.
Yeah, thanks for putting this flight together today, Peter.
Well, it's a bit of fun going a bit faster, isn't it?
I suppose once I finish this flight, I can then do a first look at the TBM, since I'll have some seat time in it now.
Yes, Optica this afternoon just to see how we could use it for Wednesday flights, and it's virtually on par with the autogyro really in terms of speed. I had thought of flight out, but I've got to dramatically rethink it because we just wouldn't get it done in time.
Yes, you don't want to go far on that.
Needs to be something visual to look at. I suppose we could do a nighttime London flight in it.
Yeah, could do. Yeah. I downloaded the London City Orbix thing the other day in 24. That's very good. You got that?
I've got to wait. Is that connected with the 20 version, or did you get it at a reduced rate, or have you got to pay full price?
No, I never had the 20. I never had it for 20, and I've got a feeling it's the same for both. I could be wrong. I think it's just one download. It does both sims.
Yes, I got it from. I'm sure I got it from the marketplace. So of course everything's tied up until that becomes available.
Oh yeah.
Every couple of days I go through the what's in my hangar basically to see if anything has become available.
Yes, yeah. I'll check for myself. I've got two aircraft I'm looking out for, so as soon as I get them, I'll know things on the mend. I'm sure there's others, but I haven't gone through the fine-tooth comb yet, but I will do afterwards.
What runway are we departing out of, Peter?
2-6.
2-6, Roger.
I'm guessing we need the inertial separator for takeoff on this. Doesn't that chew out any bits and pieces you drag up?
You probably wouldn't need it on a paved runway. If you're taking off from a rougher strip, you would do, but you'd probably be okay on this.
Roger.
Well, I'm definitely going to visit my old hotel on the way into 19 because it's pretty much flying over it.
Yeah, give him a good wing waggle.
All right, time to do the talking. Welcome everybody to the virtual flight, group flight on Monday night. We're taking off from an Italian island halfway between Sicily and Africa. We're going to go to Carthage first, then we'll head south. Keep going south until we reach our midpoint break, and after that then we'll head out into the African desert. We'll go, still head south again, but then after that we'll head into the African desert for about 192 miles. And we're at, what, about 3 minutes to go. If anybody wants to get up in the air and start, then do so by all means. Oh, should just add, no bad language, no politics, no football, rather no sport, no language likely to cause offence to anyone. Keep it friendly. Bad dad jokes, of course, are always welcome.
Talking of which, when you fly over the desert, look out for a market selling jelly and sponge and cream in hundreds of thousands. I know it sounds strange, but it is a trifle bizarre.
Ouch.
Excuse me, this is a Monday flight, not a Sunday flight.
Oh, he's come back with one.
Every flight is a pun day flight. And for those who are tuned in today watching on the Flying Doghouse live stream, welcome. Do encourage you to hit that link that I put in the description for joining the Virtual Flight Online Discord. Great group of folks. If you are interested in a virtual airline experience, this is the best place on the internet to do it. So with that, we're going to make our way through Peter's flight plan today. So thanks for joining. Peter, this feels like ABC and ESPN doing a broadcast.
Well, if you see some race cars along the way.
Yeah, I'll talk about what happened in turn 2.
It depends whether that young Canadian is in a seat or not. Young Stroll. And that's sports, and I'll give myself a smack hand for that.
That's okay, I was lacking in context, so it didn't even nick me on the way by.
I tell you what, this doesn't hang about, does it? The TBM9.
Oh, they're fast aircraft there, aren't they?
But they can land very short, so they're very good.
And this is a stock aircraft, isn't it?
It is, yes. Yep. On both sims.
And Neil, I was telling Peter that I'd never flown this sucker until about an hour ago. And those thrust reversers will stop this thing on a dime.
Really, yeah. I know I have flown it. I think I took it on one of the VFO. Oh, what do you call it? You know, the
tours.
yeah, because I wanted to get somewhere fast.
And to be transparent about why I haven't flown it, to me, when I look at it, it looks like it's an anteater with wings.
Yeah, I agree. It's not aesthetically pleasing to my eye.
But it's not aardvark to fly.
Oh, okay, that one wins the internet for the day. That was a good one, Cliff. Alright, I guess I should stop yapping and start taxiing.
Yes, I think there's just you and Barty on the ground, as well as me, but I'm on the wrong way at the moment.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening!
Was taxiing and then I apparently crashed into something, but I didn't see anything, so I'm quickly restarted. I'll be with you in a bit.
I tell you, it gets off the ground pretty quickly, doesn't it?
Okay, here we go. Takeoff number 3. And gear coming up. Positive rate. Collapse up. Oh, the traffic avoidance system certainly fills your ear.
I think you can turn it off in the map settings, I can't quite remember. Or the PFD settings.
Yeah, I guess I'll save that exploring for the deep dive that I'll do later.
Yeah, if you're in the map and you just go menu, and that takes you into it, and there's one there called traffic.
Thank you much.
Better stop orbiting and get on track, I suppose.
Another very handy one in the map settings is to have the flight plan text in your MFD, so it puts the a few legs of your flight plan in the bottom of the map screen.
Say that again, Cliff.
I think in the map settings there's a show flight plan text, and that displays a few lines of your flight plan in the bottom of the MFD screen. It's very handy if you've got like a VNAV going, because it tells you the time to top of descent and that sort of thing.
I'll have to find that. It's not in the map settings, but I'm sure I'll find it somewhere.
I'm not actually in the sim to look, I'm just because I'm not in my home at the moment, so I'm just listening in. It might be an insert, I'm not sure.
Peter, did you have an altitude in mind?
Well, I'm just going up to 5,000 feet, but for some reason, little nav maps route hasn't loaded, so I'm going to have to manually put the flight plan in.
All right.
I think it might have an import from SimBrief if you want to export to SimBrief from Little Nav Map and import it.
I don't have SimBrief. I'm another little nav map user.
So as we go through the flight today, I'll try to remember to change camera angles and such so that you can get a good sense of group flights if you're not familiar with this kind of activity.
In your area, Joe? I know it's hit parts of the US a lot, quite heavily.
Yeah, it's nailed folks to the north of us, right? So I'm in North Carolina, so Virginia northward up along the eastern seaboard has gotten hammered, but we've really had a few snow flurries and a little bit of cold rain and maybe a touch of sleet, but that's been about it so far. They are
where I am at the moment, then, yeah.
They're forecasting for us to get hammered at the end of the week, though, with some snow. So I'm actually looking forward to it. One good snow winter is just what the doctor ordered. And it's really been about 5 years since we've had a significant snowfall, so I'm looking forward to it.
We had an interesting day on Sunday at Manchester Airport. Nothing took off until after 9 AM, so all of the first wave that should have gone pre 6 AM was sat on the ground. The snow was horrendous.
Yeah, I did see on the news earlier that there were thousands of flights that had been canceled, grounded today, so...
Little map is not showing my plane, but in the sim it's showing it.
Have you got transmitter on?
No. But it worked last week.
It's true, isn't it? You don't need transmitter for that. I don't know then. Have you tried recycling little nav maps, which are off and on again?
Yeah, I was going to say that.
I might have. There you go, that did it.
Yeah, for some reason recently, my little nav map often loses connection with the sim for some reason. I've just had to restart it.
Yeah, if my sim crashes, it does some strange things.
So as I had mentioned earlier, I've not spent any time at all on this particular aircraft, but I'm quite impressed with the cockpit. It's very, very nice, all glass. Well, I do think I will be doing a deep dive of this. This is quite well done. Bit of a shame I've never flown it before, but today's the day.
What speed will we aim to cruise at night, you say?
I think Peter was saying we're seeing sort of 200, 220 to start with.
I'm going to jump back inside the plane. Let's see what this thing has to offer in terms of built-in camera angles. Let's see what we got. Yeah, exactly what I would have expected and anticipated. Oh yeah, the seating arrangements are... looks like they're cushy leather seats, so that's good. Be nice and comfy. And the layout of the instrumentation makes sense. Let's check a few things here while we're en route. Yeah, so it looks like all of our gauges were in good shape in terms of temperature and RPM, so it's good.
To be fair, these things are a dream to fly, aren't they? So easy.
Yes, now that I've put my flight plan in, hopefully I'll fly in the right direction.
Has Microsoft definitively announced when they're going to open up the marketplace?
Well, I thought before, in last December, I thought they said around about the 15th, but somebody said last night, February now.
Yeah, I remember reading somewhere, I can't remember where it is, but I remember reading somewhere that it was early Feb.
Cool, thanks Womble.
Going back to that a little bit, does anyone remember me saying I've got to be Chinook and stuff from 2020 to 24? It hadn't, on Xbox this is, I hadn't actually downloaded the Premium Deluxe version. It only downloaded me the standard version. I only found that out Sunday.
Oh yeah, you have to download it as a separate package.
Yeah. So I downloaded that, now it all works. Well, rather the planes and helicopters are there.
Yeah, I think I'll put another helicopter flight on the calendar for like March.
Sounds good.
It's appropriate to have them on a rotor, isn't it?
Oh.
Whew. I think we all need to hover around that comment.
Well, one thing to watch in the TBM, if you start on the runway, everything's fine, it's all turned on. But if you do Control E, what it tends to do is not to turn on the auto fuel selector, so you'll stay on one tank if you're not careful. It's at the top right over your head.
Thank you.
This might sound like a daft question, but overhead, do you leave the ignition in auto or would you switch that off once you're airborne?
I would leave it in auto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always say if there's an auto option, if in doubt, leave it in auto.
Yeah, it kind of stands to reason really, doesn't it? It's there.
One thing about the TBM, some of that, especially the overhead switches, it's quite hard to see where they are, isn't it? The very dark switch against the dark background, depending on your display, it's quite hard to see sometimes.
Yeah, there really isn't a lot of contrast, is there, Cliff?
I know in the longitude somebody produced some different back cockpit colours, so you could have like a beige cockpit so you can see the switches better or something. I haven't tried them though.
You can turn the panel knob, light up with the lights, and the whole thing lights up then. Second box from the left. There's a knob.
Yeah, that helps sometimes. It's that rotary knob, Joe, just that's it. Yep. I don't know if you need the cabin light turned on for that to work, I'm not sure. That second switch next to the panel light.
No, it didn't have any effect.
I've just been looking to see if I can find where I read about the marketplace. I can't find it, but I know that a lot of devs asked for it to be held back. There's developers like Got Friends, I know was one of them, who said they just haven't had the time to get everything up and running, ready for the launch of the sim and converting everything from 20 to 24. So that's why it's been pushed back to sort of February, like early Feb, mid Feb.
Yeah, it's a pity that, how do I say this? I'll just say it. Microsoft seems to be playing favorites with quite a lot of folks and putting developers in a bad place in terms of being able to get their stuff back out into the marketplace.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you think of the default aircraft in the new sim and who have created them. So I mean, Got Friends did the Draco, for example. I don't know if they did any more, but I know they did the Draco. And you would think that they would at least have had some forewarning of, or like the dev kit handed to them a little bit earlier, like as a Microsoft partner. But it sounds as if yeah, they've kind of been pushed to the background.
Yeah, and I really hope that Microsoft comes off of the keeping the liveries encrypted and does the right thing for the community, so that our good designers who crank out a lot of good and meaningful stuff can have the opportunity to contribute to our experience. So far, I'm not impressed with that either.
That was very diplomatically put, Joe.
Are they worried about copyrights or something? Is that why they might do that?
No, I think they're worried about revenue stream, to be blunt. Of course, I think everybody that's, on the flight today knows how I feel about freeware. It's just cool that people will take it upon themselves to do something to make this better for us all to enjoy. And then to have, the vendors put up impediments just, quite frankly, just makes me angry.
It would just seem a backward move because the freeware helps to sell the sim, doesn't it, really?
Absolutely.
If you look at something like Farm Sim, for example, I know they're not directly comparable, but they have all these modders that just release tons of stuff, and that's what people use in Farm Sim. They don't use the default stuff, it's all the free modded stuff.
Cattle have liveries.
You have kidney ears as well.
It may be what's made them take this approach here then, seeing how it's operated on Farm Sim.
Certainly agricultural at the moment, look at that.
Yeah, I guess that's my soapbox comment for the month. But before I finish flogging the dead horse, it also looks like there's some stuff flying around with a little nav map too, and they're certainly not making it very easy for that particular dev to do what he needs to do in terms of getting the database populated with airfields and such, and that's very disappointing.
I think they tried to outdo it, which is why they introduced their own flight nav system to prepare for flights. Because after all, it does exactly what Little Navmap does, it just doesn't look as good.
Yeah, you might be barking at the right tree there, Peter.
Because all the really popular developers have all got planes in the sim, haven't they, from the start. Yet Little Navmap is probably far more popular than Navigraph, because Navigraph you've got to pay for, but it was Navigraph they went to. I don't suppose Navigraph particularly likes Little Navmap being around. After all, it stops people paying to use their services. There again, it uses information from Navigraph, so which they provide. So I don't know, half a dozen of one, half a dozen of the other.
What runway are we going to go in on, Peter?
19. And the ILS is 110.3.
19, roger.
Another handy thing in the TBM, if you go to PFD settings, you can turn on the wind display. If you choose option 3, you get a little arrow with the wind direction and speed. It's quite handy on the middle of the PFD there.
Yeah, thank you, Cliff. That was one of the things that Dave and I were talking about before the rest of you joined, is that part of the magic of these group flights is all the stuff that you learn from other people while you're having a go.
And some of it's quite useful.
This G3000 is really useful because it's the same in the Vision Jet, isn't it? It's the same system. It's very powerful. You can do all sorts.
Man, I got way ahead of you guys. I'm going to swing around and come back to the back of the pack.
I just managed to shut my engine up. I think I've restarted it.
I'm on the glide slope.
Scenery here is very, very good.
Oh, I'm way behind. I had an aircraft that wanted to fly around in circles on autopilot.
Yeah, I don't think this area's had the treatment with Microsoft, has it?
I'm not sure. What I'm flying over at the moment looks quite good.
I remember about Carthage is it was supposed to have a fantastic harbour in ancient times, and the Romans, I believe, destroyed it all.
Well, Carthage, of course, back in the early days of the Roman Empire, was the main force in the Western Mediterranean, and they were bigger than Rome in its early days. In fact, they used to exploit the whole of Spain and Iberia and all that sort of area. But interestingly, Carthage never had a standing army. They only ever employed mercenaries, whereas, of course, Rome had a standing army of its own. And that was one of its downfalls. But they did produce Hannibal, the famous Hannibal, who marched across the Alps and invaded Italy, which was quite a feat in those days.
And obviously went on to lead the A-Team.
Yeah, of course, these are the famous Punic Wars, where Rome and Carthage were at war endlessly for dominance of the Mediterranean, which in the end Rome won.
Yeah, Wombo, I'm going to swing around and fall in behind you, so.
That's actually handles really nicely on approach. It's almost docile, isn't it?
I always used to land at about 85 knots. I'm not sure if that's right or not, but it always seemed to work okay for me.
I'm pretty sure that this was meant to be a pay-for aircraft, and Microsoft decided to buy it because you've got opening doors on this plane, which you haven't got on anything that they've sort of commissioned from the start. It just seems so much more well-made than anything that's just basic
got a feeling landing speed's anywhere between 85 and 100 knots.
Yeah, I think I was at about 95 then. But yeah, that was a lovely landing. Purely fluke, of course.
Yeah, I wonder if anything remains of ancient Carthage. Judging by all these tower blocks down here, possibly not.
I believe the historic site still does. It's still quite a historic site there. Although this airport's called Carthage, it's actually Ginny's main airport rather than Carthage, which is a bit further to the north, I think.
I bit the bullet and tried the Kodiak in 2024. Yeah, and as you've all said already, yeah, police report it works lovely.
He's not got push to talk on.
Cliff, did you say 85-ish for landing speed?
Yeah, that's what I tend to use, and it usually works well enough for me anyway.
Well, you know what my nickname is, so... I'm trying not to live into it.
Traffic, 12 o'clock, high, less than 1 mile.
Yeah, flying this is actually quite a joy.
It's one of my go-tos. I use this a lot. Anyway, I'm going to drop off. I think I was popping in to say hi, really. And I'll talk to you all another time.
Okay.
Take care,
well, that's
Cliff.
time.
Cheers, Cliff.
Cheers, Cliff.
All right. Positive rate, gear up. Flaps coming up.
I can't get my nav settings to work. I've got the flight plan up fine, that I can fly manually, but I can't get the autopilot to work at all.
Are you in GPS on the flight plan?
Yes, I am, yeah. Get the flight director to come on, but the autopilot button won't work at all.
Have you switched it on the overhead panel on the right hand side?
No. Yes.
That'll do it.
I saw trim underneath it, and I thought it was something to do with auto trim or something, not the actual autopilot.
Like somebody said before, we all learn while we're all flying.
Yes, it's been...
Somebody put about the auto tank thing. I had a quick look up and I was like, oh, that helps.
Yeah, they're invaluable, these group flights, aren't they?
You do learn so much, to be fair. Or nothing. It might just be a laugh and a giggle. But then sometimes you go, ooh, didn't know that.
It says you have to turn the autopilot on in two places, don't you? One up on the top panel, and also then one on the panel above the windscreen, the shield panel.
You see, I have that assigned to one of the buttons on my joystick to switch the AP on and off.
I do,
Step 2,
but
yeah.
I do, but it's not working. I've got the honeycomb throttle, and I've got the right-hand white button. Sorry, the red button to turn the autopilot on and off. The nice big round red button.
Yeah, I've been using my Logitech panel today. It's working fine.
Maybe after the flight, Peter, just double check your profile settings.
Actually, the settings I've got are the ones that I use for the Kodiak, because basically it's just a throttle that you're in use in here, but all the other, my honeycomb yoke, I mean, that never changes. Those settings on there on all aircraft. I'm just putting the flight line now and I'll see if it the nav track.
On my middle screen, I've got a constant low voltage main generator yellow warning. Anyone know what that is?
Overhead.
Is your ignition on auto and you start it off?
Sorry, yes. Auto and off.
Can you reset the generator at all?
2 seconds. Diving into the ground.
Yeah, I'm flying the 850, so I'm guessing a bit here.
Is the auto BF on auto?
All my screens have gone. All my screens have gone. Right, what's going on here? Is the what? Sorry.
That doesn't make much point now, but I was going to say on the right-hand side of the top panel, have you got auto BF on auto or switched on or off?
Yeah.
It's on the left of the fuel selector on the top. It's a switch above the wording auto BF. Sorry, BP.
PP, washrooms down the hall to your left.
Oh, left me. I'm gone. Too late. Right, I'll spawn in the next airport.
Xbox.
Yeah, it's got its joys, isn't it?
Yeah.
I flew it for an hour and a half before the flight to land there. Not a problem.
That's why I'm in the 850, because it's got fewer screens.
Oh, I'm pleased to say that I've turned onto the track now, so the nav is working now. Thank you very much, gents.
Which one are you heading to now, guys?
Delta Tango, Mike Bravo.
Guess we're looking at landing on 2.5 there, yeah?
We can up the speed. Look, we're about we're 9:15, and we've got 100 miles to go after we get to the next airfield.
Yeah, I'd say runway 25 this one.
Alright, if you've just joined the live stream, we are almost to our halfway point.
Because the Xbox runs the Sims slower than the PC does. So I've lost about 10 minutes on everyone else.
Goes the vision. Have you got the vision jet?
Yeah, I have, yeah. When's the break? Is that the next one or the one after?
The one after, but we're running.
Right, okay. I'll be back.
I've just spawned in David, the next one, sat at the end of the room.
Yeah, we're about 20 miles out at the moment, so.
I tell you what, because of time, don't do a touch and go. Just use it as a turning point.
Roger.
Okie dokie.
Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
I really want that music, that because I can see you all coming over the hill.
Oh, somebody popped that on a bit of video. Sorry, I forget who did it now on Wednesday when I said about we should have had that music playing when we were all coming along in the autogyros. If you go back to the later to the events page for last Wednesday, you'll see that they've added a little short segment with the music on.
Tell you what, I really enjoyed that autogyro flight.
Yes, that was fun, wasn't it?
Good.
And for those of you who just joined the stream, we're about halfway through the flight, so we typically take a...
Career mode. I'm flying a van, and then when we go for coffee break, I'll switch over to the GBM. Flying 2 different aircraft at the same day.
And we typically take about a 10-minute break halfway, so...
So like a ferry flight, as it were.
That's not bad.
So I'm ferrying the vans to the coffee stop, and I'll switch to the TBM.
Yeah, just saying, it was RD Unactive Greg who popped the little video up on the Autogyrops event page.
Yeah, I've just watched it. It's quite good, isn't it?
Did Greg use the Imperial March music? Is that what he used?
That's the Ride of the Valkyries.
I'll have to go check that out.
And the gentleman is flying tonight. Thank you very much, Greg. I really enjoyed that.
Hey, welcome. Hope you even don't use this chat a lot.
Oh, that's all right. You say as much or as little as you want on our flights.
Oh, glad you liked it.
Oh, I thought it was great fun.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, Greg, thanks for sending across that link about the renaming of the baseball team in Wilson. That was very cool. My wife just looked at me and gave me that "you're not buying another jersey" look, are you?
Surely things like that are an investment, aren't they?
Yeah, they're an investment in keeping me looking dapper. But then again, what does she get me for one of my Christmas gifts? But she bought a we live in the Charlotte area, so we're north of Charlotte and Concord, and there's a A-League team from the White Sox here that used to be called the Kannapolis Boll Weevils. So she bought me a Boll Weevils jersey, so I was happy.
That's a name and a half, isn't it?
Yeah, it has to do with the textile mills that used to be located in the area, and the boll weevil is the enemy of cotton.
I get you.
So it's an angry bug.
Yeah, I know all about bugs at the moment.
Yeah, you're sounding slightly rough. Have you got a cold there?
I've had it for about 3 weeks, and then we went to my sister and her other half the day after New Year's Day, and he had a different strain of it, which he very kindly passed on.
Ah, that was generous of him to share.
That's what we thought. Yeah, it's really knocked us both sideways, it really has.
Yeah, I sympathise. I'm just coming out of it myself now, but I tell you what, I've had a really cheap festive season. Didn't open a single bottle of wine the whole time.
That's almost criminal.
But it's funny the effect these flus and things have on you. You just could not fancy a drink at all, could you?
No, to be fair, apart from a hot toddy, you can always make room for one of those.
Yeah, Neil, I think you need to finish the evening off with one of those. Get some sleep.
Well, that's all we've done. I don't think well, I'm not embarrassed to say we didn't even wake up till 12 o'clock today.
It's just
And isn't it amazing how you can sleep a lot of the day and then you still sleep at night?
But it's one of those, and I do actually think this is flu. You know, you're literally teeth chattering and shivering 1 minute, and then virtually stripping off because you're sweating cobs the minute later.
Yeah, that's flu, definitely.
Be careful if it's man flu. I think you should go to hospital.
Well, I did say to my missus earlier on,
Well,
now she knows what man flu really is like.
Yeah, because I'll take you down.
Mind you, in our house we had man flu and lady flu, and I have to say the lady flu was worse because she was actually dying. You know, I was assured.
You right there, Womble?
Yeah, so have you landed at Mike Bravo yet?
No, we're running away from you. We decided not to stop there because due to time, so we just
So you're going
used
straight
as a
to
mark.
Tango
Yep.
X-ray, yeah?
You need to take off and join us. I have to say, David, that with you saying that your wife having bad lady flu, can you just confirm for us you don't have a blonde 22-year-old secretary?
Well, that's a nice idea. No, sadly, I'm retired now, so there's no chance of that, sadly.
Right, just also to cut out on time, if you remove Delta Tango Tango Juliet from your flight plan, and we'll go straight from the break to the destination airport.
Roger that.
Roger.
I don't know why, but in my head, having only flown this a couple of times probably before tonight, I thought it was faster than this. I mean, at what, 95% torque, I'm only doing 229 indicated.
Yes, I thought it could do over 300. I popped it up to 6,600 to see if it would go any faster. I'm thinking of going up to 10,000.
You need to get it right up to sort of 18, 20.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I was just thinking, I was wondering why that when I do these flights, because I always fly everything in advance, and when everything goes perfectly well, when I do the test flight, that's when it all goes to crop when we're doing the group flight version.
It's always the same. Anything to do with computers. When you're not bothered, it works. When you want it to work, it doesn't.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
I reckon 1.5 for the Brig Airfield.
Landing gear.
Roger that, 1.5.
1.5 it is.
And we're going to cheat and add some fuel. Five demerits.
Seems to be some very nice cumulonimbus clouds up ahead.
They're not looking fun, are they?
Well, that enormous, great big black thing up ahead, you'd expect to have lightning coming out of the bottom of that.
We've not reached it yet, Richard. We might find that we do. Sorry, David, I'm calling you a different name.
Yeah, those clouds ahead look a little angry.
It'll be very interesting to go up into them and see if you get thrown around like crazy.
You're well above me, because I'm down at about 3,000 feet, and it's not too bad down here.
We all looking at Peter thinking, why is he done that?
Assume he's going off to get 9 with 1.5.
9 o'clock. High. 3 miles.
Yes, I'm just thinking that I may have gone early, actually, so that I could line up for the runway.
Yeah, I've popped in Foxtrot Sierra 1.5 prior to landing. I'm going to follow that tracking.
What did you switch into, Womble?
Learjet.
Just
35A.
That's a nice.
Cheating.
It's lovely.
Yeah, I haven't flown that for a while. That's a good choice, that.
I've still resisted getting that so far.
It's brilliant, Dave.
Yeah,
It's
you
well
won't
worth
regret
it.
Yeah, I've just seen one of the reviews on like Dreams of Wings, or somebody does like an annual review of the aircraft, and that one's, I think it's come top 2 years running now for the best sort of bizjet thing.
If you prefer the 850 over the 950 because it's analog versus digital, then get the Learjet, because it's everything you could want in a jet, but it's analog.
And it's 24 compatible, I think. Isn't it?
It is, yeah. Yeah, flies
it?
fantastically in 24. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, right. Well,
Yeah.
that'll be going in then, yeah.
I should have to wait for another sale to get them.
Like that. So if we buy stuff still in 2020, it'll transfer over to 24 still.
Yep.
Ah.
It might do, yes. Let's just say it might do.
Yeah. So don't buy, for example, the TBM 850. Oh, remind me who it's by.
Black
Black
Square.
Square.
Black Square. Yeah. So TBM 850 and the Dukes and the XL are all standalone aircraft. The Caravan and I can't remember what the other one they do is a modification of a 2020 aircraft, which requires the 2020 version of the aircraft to be present, which you can't install in
That's
24.
That's the Bonanza and the twin
Bonanza,
prop
that's the
thing,
one.
Bonanza
Yeah.
and the prop one, it's called.
So if you're planning on using it in 24, don't buy it.
Right, wait till the market open, like.
Yeah, because they have said that they will do standalone versions, but yeah, there's no way of getting them to work. Certainly with the encryption that's on the marketplace aircraft, there's no way of getting it to work as an overlay.
We actually had I think it was a Swiss Medivac 35A came into Manchester a few months ago. And that was the first for me seeing one in the really world.
I take it they come for you.
So think about descending, I think.
Oh, I went up to 9,900, and that's given me a ground speed of 242 knots.
Yeah, I think it's designed to be up around 18 plus, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it's got to be a lot higher to get the benefit.
Well, we've got 233 nautical miles when we take off from the break to get to the destination, so we can climb up and see what we get.
Sounds like a plan.
We'll all do slightly different altitudes.
Did anybody
Don't
know
take
the
that
service
altitude
did?
with me.
Yeah, and see how fast at different levels. But
got quite a bit of haze down below. Everybody else seeing that on live weather?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
This is our coffee stop, isn't it, Peter?
It is Joe, yes.
then because I had to restart, I've got no flight plan now. How many miles away from the coffee shop?
Oh, we're virtually there now, those that are at the front.
Whereabouts are you?
Oh no, I'm behind you, but I just better slow down.
You've got about 17 miles to go.
Cheers.
So if the Learjet's okay for 24, does that mean that the 414 is as well?
Yes, there was a
Yep,
mod out
it
for it, I
is.
think. If you're on PC.
Excellent. What about the Milvis? That's another favourite of mine, the 310.
I can't remember. Do you know, I'm not looked for that one. Can't remember now.
Let's have a look around.
I'll check my spreadsheet. Hang on.
His spreadsheet.
Yeah, the spreadsheet's useful so you can figure out who the heck you bought it from.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that's true enough.
I've now added to it whether they're in 24 or not. I might have got it from the marketplace, hence it's not in my spreadsheet. Yeah, I think that was a marketplace one for me because it's not in my list, and I don't recall seeing it in there, to be honest. So maybe that one hasn't been imported over yet. I'm missing a few.
Yeah, okay, thanks for that. Maybe take a look on their website, do a bit of digging around.
This has gone down a bit here, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I keep trying to slow down, Neil, because I'm behind you, but I thought I'm brainwave at long last. I put the wheels down.
Yeah, I've just put mine down, funnily enough. I'm at 130 indicated and slowing.
Doing
Which runway are you
92
going
now.
for here?
1-5. When we can see it.
Yeah, that comes up on you quickly.
I'm watching us on little nav map, and that runway seems to be getting awfully close.
Yeah, short finals, very short finals.
Yeah, me too. I land long, Wumble.
Just appeared, didn't it?
Yeah, literally.
Can you see it, Neil?
I'm just about to touch down.
It's just about a touchdown, so yeah. But
Oh, I can
it's really
just-
difficult.
Can just see the piano now. Oh, and you just appeared, Womble, as well. All of a sudden. I got Valdi just ahead of me as well.
Wow, that's yeah.
Yeah, I'm just about to vacate.
Yeah, I'm about 11 miles out, so I guess I'm the cow's tail today.
She lands nice, doesn't she?
Absolute dream, isn't it?
I hope there's a taxiway at this first turn off, because I've come off on it.
As I say, I landed long because I knew Womble was one far behind me.
Oh, well,
Surprisingly, I was going to say, surprisingly, like, I stuck the reversers on and didn't need an awful lot of room. So
Well, I knew you were ahead of me, so I thought, well, I've got to put the reversers on as soon as I land, kind of thing. And I got the first turn off, which I wouldn't normally get in an aircraft.
Is this one of these that doesn't mind being shut down? Or are we better to leave this one running?
no, I'd leave it running.
Yeah, leave it running, definitely.
Right, nice one, thanks.
I think we've literally just got time for a quick cup of tea and then get back up in the air.
That's lovely.
What's your tune, Womble?
What was that, Peter?
I was just saying, what just you in?
The Learjet 35A.
Ah, that's why I can see a Bonanza.
Yes, very fast Bonanza.
Yeah.
It's amazing what that jetpack can do for it.
Yeah.
Right, quick cup of tea.
Alright, I'm just leisurely making my way in. Looks like Dave and Starkey are right behind me, so I'll continue to proceed here with a little bit of pep in my step. Yeah, the visibility on the way in on this one's not very good. Still don't have runway in sight here.
Does anybody know what the service ceiling for this is?
I don't, but I'm guessing it'd be pretty high because it's obviously pressurized, so probably 25, 30,000 feet or so.
Okay. Alright, I'm on very short final runway in sight. Finally.
Thank God for that, because I'm following you.
I'll land long, give you some room.
31,000 feet, in answer to your question.
Oh wow.
And then go back to Peter's thing, and then it does tank on, doesn't it?
I might just pop a bit of extra fuel in.
Going up to a higher altitude, like flight level 300 or so, you'll have to watch your rate of climb because it'll outclimb the cabin pressure pressurization. You'll get a differential pressure.
Starkey, I'm clear of the runway.
Okay, I can't even see it. Where the hell is it?
Looks like you need to turn a little bit right. If you can see Dave's nameplate, he seems to be lined up.
Okay.
I was going to say, everybody just take off when you want to, given our time constraint.
I can never remember odds or evens. How do we do that? What's the acronym? Flight level.
What's that for, sorry?
You know, flight level, you fly odds or evens, and I can never remember. I should
No,
know.
east and west, isn't it? I can't which on which.
I used to have that on my keyboard.
Well, I'm going to go to 28 flight level 280. There we go.
gave all my flying stuff to my nephew. He really wanted to learn to fly. And then the swine when I got back.
All right, for those of you who are watching the live stream, I'm going to take my break here and go grab a beverage, and then I'll get back, and then we will proceed on to our final destination.
Whoever gives you the hint to follow Neil, thank you. I'm down.
And we're going straight from here to the final destination.
Yeah, roger that.
And that's 205 magnetic. 233 nautical miles.
Get to stretch our legs on this one, won't we?
Funnily enough, the original idea for this was to try and reasonable amount of flying time over the desert.
All right, we're back.
I really don't need to go to the end of the runway for this, but I'll let the vision get that first.
So just confirm, we're going straight to the final now, yeah? Final destination?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, race or?
We've just got a bit too short a time, unfortunately, tonight. We blame that on the person who planned the fly. I haven't a clue who they are.
I was saying, should we race? See who gets there first?
Yeah, we'll go as fast as we can.
You're on.
Oh no, you got that. I forgot about that.
Where's my tornado?
Shall we say the only people that count in this race are people who are in the TVA?
Yeah, Dave, you're out of this. That's not fair. What a stupid idea.
I'm afraid whoever's in the bird dog, you've lost.
Quick, in the gyrocopter.
I was showing us the bird.
I'll tell you what, you lot go, I'll do it in that. And I'll speak to you tomorrow and let you know what
Yeah.
What time you got there?
Yeah, we'll see you
what
next week.
No, not what time you get there, what your estimated time of arrival will be tomorrow.
Or when you wake up, just give me a quick, how are you getting on? I'll speak.
Okay, I think we've got enough runway here to be just fine.
What flight level are you going for?
18,000 feet.
Okay.
I'm going to try going up to 2.8.
Go for 30. Nice round number, isn't it?
I didn't know you can do 40, can't you?
Yeah. Actually, that's a point, yeah.
Traffic. 6 o'clock. Low. Less than 1 mile.
You all look very small from up here.
How high are you?
11,000 and climbing.
I'm 3,300 at the moment. Might go a bit faster if I pull the patch.
That's a good idea.
As everybody checks the flaps.
For some reason, Neil, we are not going in the right direction.
No, you're heading off left somewhere.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I've made my own little route over there, following a couple of VORs.
The plane says the flight should be going 205 degrees, but the plane was not going 205 degrees and it was on the nav setting.
All right, I'm continuing my climb here. I'm now to almost 5,000 feet. Peter, are we just going to vector our way over to the final airfield?
Yes, on 205. And we're just going to climb as high as we prefer to go and see what sort of speed we can do.
205, roger.
time, Baldy, because I can see you're already at almost 22,000 feet, over 22,000 feet now.
Yeah, I just got jealous of Womble, so I joined in the Learjet.
You're not the only Learjet nowadays.
Now it's a race.
Oh, they're so common.
Yeah, Learjets are so Thursday.
Everyone's got one. Except me, of course.
They're just so Premier League footballer. Along with the Bentley. Womble, you over cloud or in cloud or below cloud?
I'm in cloud.
Oh, right, you're in the cloud that's above me then. I've already gone past. I'm over the top of that cloud we could see before.
Yeah, I'm at 25,000.
Yeah, I'm at 12 in a layer between two lots of cloud.
Yeah, I'm just coming up to 10,000. Looks quite nice actually up here at that, but it's the speed we want today. Well, so long as we go over 233 knots, we'll be there for 2200 hours.
Yeah, we've got a smacking headwind though, haven't we? 34 knots I'm showing.
Yeah, I've got
same here.
32.
I got 47.
Do I hear 50? 50, 50, 50, do I hear 55?
And
if you're
minus 43 degrees centigrade.
So if the wind speed's increasing as we're going up, I might as well hold it its altitude, don't I?
Before that at the moment.
I might stop at 18 and see what we get of that.
I'm holding at 13 and a half and I've got a steady 35 knots on the nose.
Yes, I'm watching the airspeed go, the wind speed rather, go up as I climb.
I've just gone through 14 and it's at 36.
I've got 34 at 12,400, so I'm going to stop at 30.
Blue sky.
And exactly how high are you?
32,000 feet.
I don't think we can get that high.
Oh, it's lovely up here.
I want to say this is a first actually for a group flight to be flying at those kind of altitudes.
Yeah, the view on the stream right now is incredible. I'm between cloud layers and got some nice sun reflectivity action going on here. It looks very cool.
see Valdi's going for it, 38,000 feet coming up.
Set it to flight level 410.
Nice.
What wind speed you got, Valdi?
I'm climbing at 180, ground speed 255. But it'll pick up as soon as I level out.
So I'm about to level off at 18,000 and the wind's actually dropped back a couple of knots, 34, 35 knots.
Yeah, so it's about the same as here then. It's on the 13s, 35.
I've got 36 at 13.
I've just hit 70 knots.
Have you really?
Yeah.
You want to go a bit faster than that, surely? You might be high, but you haven't got your speed, have you?
You in your Learjet.
And don't call me Shirley.
75 knots at 37,000.
I got 90 knots, 40,000.
Yeah, that'd be quite literally flying backwards in a bird dog, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that'd be quite a challenge, wouldn't it?
You wouldn't need much runway for taking off.
I don't think you need a runway.
There you are, that's just what we need for those auto gyros, and the person can take off.
It'll be an interesting test, wouldn't it, to go into the manual presets and set the wind at, 50 knots, say.
I'm getting a ground speed of 249 knots now.
Yeah, I'm at firewall here and I can only get 223 knots, so I'm going to be slowly slipping behind.
Yeah, well, I've got 227 on my actual airspeed, but my ground speed is just hit 250 knots.
Yeah, I think the 850 is a bit slower.
I'm going to ask you a question, and I don't mean it in a rude way, but why get the 850 when you've got the 930 for free in the sim?
Because this is a black square and it's got the systems to it, the system's depth.
That's
Of
analog.
course, if it's black square,
Analog gauges.
Yeah, and it's analog, yeah.
yeah, I understand now fully.
Yeah, for me, in any aircraft, it's the flight dynamics.
And it was shiny, and I wanted it.
It's good enough reason for me.
Oh, yes. And I expect I saw a Jonathan video or something. I mean,
He's very expensive, isn't he?
I don't fly any of the Microsoft planes. These just don't have the flight dynamics.
We've got roughly 171 nautical miles to go now.
Yeah, I've got a ground speed of 262 now, it seems to have levelled out.
Oh, well, you're not climbing anymore, are you? So it's...
That's what we should do, is set the barometric pressure to standard, shouldn't we, at this height?
I've just put a photo in the flight chat. Got us all in.
You mean you've got you in and all of our nameplates?
Well, you're there.
Yeah, you're there, Peter, in name only.
I have that feeling at times.
Well, sure, if you zoom in, there's a couple of pixels. There's a couple of pixels that show your aircraft.
We're all flying the dot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the live weather has made this a lot of fun today.
Just debating whether to climb up to 18,000 as well, but as soon as I get up to 18,000, I'm going to be coming back down again.
Didn't Alan Parton say that what goes up must come down?
Those clouds at this height look amazing.
Yeah, that and the ground textures peeking through. This is stunning.
We'll have to do this again another time in something more appropriate.
Like an A320.
Well, I was thinking the Vision Jet isn't really all that fast, is it? So it would perhaps need to be one of the Cessna jets. You almost feel you can see the curvature of the Earth, don't you?
If it was curved.
Yeah, all those dang cats knocking off everything off the Earth.
Oh, it's alright, you just don't have to go too close to the edge.
No, because you just run down it.
No, a cat will swipe its paw and you'll be off into space.
Your new name will be Major Tom.
Tomcat.
I see. All those aircraft went. And why they called them that.
Top Cat. Now that was a cartoon, wasn't it? Okay, TC. After the devil.
Yeah, for those of you who just joined the live stream, we are on our final leg of today's flight. So we're about 165 nautical miles out. And the featured aircraft today was a TBM 930, which I had not flown until today, and it's quite charming. I've really enjoyed the experience here. So heads up on the channel. Be looking for a cold and dark start and a deep dive on the aircraft. Probably get to that in a couple of weeks.
That's interesting. It's saying wind prefers runway 12 at destination.
Yep, I agree with that.
I'll debate it.
Oh, you can check it out for us, Barney. You'll be there before us.
Also, what's interesting about this flight to know, Peter, is I had no idea that there was an Italian island so close to the coast of Tunisia.
No, I didn't until I was looking around for somewhere different to fly from, and then I thought, hello, saw there was an island, and zoomed in on it, and found there was a military base there.
Well, there's the famous Lampedusa, isn't there, where all the asylum seekers all managed to get from North Africa, so that they can get their way into the EU.
Yes, this is one of those islands they go to as well, I believe. Lampedusa is a little bit further south and east.
It's only just off the coast of Tunisia, actually. It's yeah, it's almost due south of our takeoff airfield.
Finally made it to flight level of 310 and full throttle, running about 271 for knots on ground speed. And that's with the 51 knot headwind.
And is that, are you in the TBM 930, yeah?
Correct. And the gallons per hour is only 59. I noticed it was higher at the lower altitude.
It looks like all of our temperatures are good and norms.
Got a bit of desert appearing below us through the clouds.
Yeah, if you look real close, you might see a cat. It's Sandy Claus. No charge. I think that would have made Cliff proud.
I think so. That's a good one.
They should make a note of the make a timestamp on that one, Joe.
Yeah, start labeling dad jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have started throwing in a couple here and there now.
This desert train looks very good below us.
Yeah, that's the desert proper now. I'm over it. You're just about to enter it.
And the external texturing on this is quite good, isn't it?
The TBM.
Yeah, the 930.
Yeah, it's. I don't think it's a standard version, is it? I think it's. Is it Premium Deluxe? I want to say. Or I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe.
That's you, Peter. You've gone very, very quiet.
Sorry, if somebody's given me the flu down the microphone, I'm not going to be very happy with them. I'm taking the blow in my nose now. I think it was designed as a paid-for aircraft because it's got opening doors, it's really well made in its looks, and I think Microsoft decided to buy it in to boost up the aircraft.
It never used to have that, did it? It never had opening doors in that originally.
It did when I got the sim. I got the sim at the, let's see, I've had it 2 years now. And when I bought it, so I got the anniversary version, and the doors worked on that because I was quite surprised. I always used to try the handles just in case, and I was surprised when I found that the pilot's door opened, and I went in the back and found that the passenger door opened as well.
They did it for the SR22, the TBM, and I think there was one other. But yeah, I'm almost certain it wasn't there as standard at the beginning.
Maybe it had an update along the way, but yeah, it's apart from its looks, it's a great plane.
I suppose to see it as much as sitting inside it, isn't it?
Yeah.
You haven't got to look at it.
Not got a bad interior.
Not a Learjet though.
Yeah.
Just outside.
So old.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just outside, just scrolling around, having a look at the scenery below. There's some very strange colours there. I'm guessing it's sort of copper, is it?
Yeah, lots of coppers and browns and tan.
And we're basically flying to a petroleum strip.
Keep gassing.
Has anybody noticed the 2024 clouds been any better than 2020s? It looks to me like 2020. I like the looks of them better.
Personally, I would say it's more about the lighting effects in 24. I think enhances the clouds.
Yeah, noticed they're usually washed out. They're just look too bright.
I guess one of the things I'm curious about too is how many of y'all have been experiencing a higher level of crash to desktop in 2024? I think I've probably had more in the last week and a half in 24 than I've had the whole time when I've been flying 20.
I've never... Go ahead.
Sorry, Peter. I've not had it once, but yesterday I had it twice.
I've not had a crash to desktop, but I have had some stutters when it's loading from the internet at the start.
I've had quite a few crash to desktop, but I had that as well in 2020. But the good thing is it's quite fast loading again, so it doesn't bother me as much as it did in 2020.
Yeah, that's a good point, Baldy.
I agree with that, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's interesting, that, because I have 2020 on Steam, or through Steam. I went down the Microsoft route with 24, and it's so much quicker. I don't know if anyone's got 24 on Steam, have they?
I have, yeah.
And is it quick loading?
Yeah, I think it's pretty quick. It's, I mean, I'm probably, from the moment I press Go Flight Simulator, it's probably up and running in, I don't know, loading minute and a half maybe.
Yeah, that's significantly different, isn't it, to 2020?
Oh yeah, it's much quicker than 2020.
With 2020, I normally allow about 15 to 20 minutes to actually get it going.
Oh, no, mine's probably another minute or two longer than 24. It's not that bad. But what I do find with
that's having used add-on linker to empty out the community folder as well.
Okay, yeah, I haven't got that. I've just got standard community folders. I also find that when my 2020 crashes, I have to restart my computer. It won't. It's like it's sort of half cocked 2020. It won't let me restart it until I switch the computer off, which adds another minute or two.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting 24, but only when they finish the beta testing. I'd like to wait for it to be a proper full-on product before I actually buy it, I think.
Well, I think for doing these sort of flights, it's there. It's pretty good. Yeah, I can't really fault it for just doing VFR A to B flights. I think it worked pretty well now.
Yeah, it does, but the VR isn't quite so good, is it yet? Still, I don't think.
Oh, I don't. So yeah, I don't use VR. So
I think the only thing with 24 at the moment is that the marketplace isn't open and we can't access anything we bought for 22 that we can port over.
Some you can.
Yeah, there is some, but there's an awful lot, or at least in my case, that is sitting there and just says not available.
Yeah. But in some cases, not even that. I've got aircraft completely missing, which I should have. Strange. But I'm hoping, say, once 25 marketplace happens, then all comes good.
Yeah, well, I shall wait till they sort out VR and, as you say, the marketplace. Because at the moment, VR in 2020 is absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's just the best it's ever been. It's really good.
Dave, if you want a good perspective about VR, reach out to Devil Dog, because that's what he uses exclusively. So he might be able to give you some perspective in terms of how 20 and 24 compare to each other.
Yeah, apparently I've been watching the YouTube videos, and there's VR flight sim guy, and he says at the moment that it's really not as good because certain features don't work and this, that, and the other.
That's the brilliant thing about the internet is if you ask a question to 15 people, you'll get 20 different opinions.
Yeah.
Oh, no, you won't.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say, somebody could at least have said, oh yes you will. We're all waiting for somebody else to say it.
I think Panto season's finished now, isn't it?
Yep, it's
That's one
behind
of those
us.
answers.
It's
That's
behind
one of
us.
those answers will be answering a completely different question.
It's a shame Cliff isn't still on, because I think he uses the VR exclusively, doesn't he? I don't know if he uses it in 24.
Yeah, I think he does, Neil. I think you're right.
I do as well.
Oh, and how are you finding it, Baldy?
It's better in 2020 for some reason.
Right.
Yeah, well, when they sort that out, I'll buy it.
I think they reached the point in 2020 where they realised that they were going to have to stop at some point doing the updates because there was just going to be too much downloaded onto the computers. And that's when they started quite early on, it seems, thinking about 24. I suppose eventually 24 would be as good as 2020, just going to take time.
Peter, you've gone quiet again.
Sorry, I'm just going to go and get a drink. I think I've been jinxed by you lot because I've got a horrible feeling that hopefully I've just got a cold coming, not that flu.
Well, hopefully you're right, but I tell you what, if it is the flu, you'll know it's called here. It's been a rough one. It really has.
That's a relatively short runway we're going to, isn't it?
We're getting the Gibbs surprise, huh?
There'll be a good chance to test out this reverse thrust on this.
Great. Have the safety equipment standing by.
Well, this desert really is rather featureless and, well, boring, basically, isn't it? This desert.
Well, that's why the people at work call me Desert.
Desert or dessert?
unusual effect, isn't it? It's almost like they sort of done those microscopic zoom ups of somebody's skin or something, isn't it? The effects I'm seeing.
Yeah, it's almost snake-like, isn't it? Scaly.
Yeah, like a reptile skin, isn't it? Yeah.
It's all individual little sand dunes, isn't it? Or there'd be giant, big sand dunes if you're on the ground.
I don't know if that's sort of 2020 generically putting similar ones in, or they actually looks like that.
It does sort of show. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, just think if it could be persuaded to rain in this area. Just imagine the amount of food that could eventually be grown on this vast area of land. If only it would rain.
Yeah, and I guess you don't know what seeds are dormant underneath it all, do you?
I mean, when you look at the way, you can see where the wind has blown the sand in the direction, going sort of east to west. That be
all they would need, yeah, all they would need would be a little bit of the rain that we've had in England this last week, and wow, bang.
That's what they say happens with the oases, doesn't it? When they have that once in a lifetime bit of rain come down on them, they bottom out, and then they'll dry up again and up to nothing.
And this is definitely not the place for an engine failure.
Have you changed fuel tanks?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just making an observation about putting down in the desert.
Oh, right, I've got to quickly do a quick refuel. I've got fuel, but I'm stalling.
Better have camels in it on the desert.
Oh, I've gone into the desert.
I have camels.
Have I?
What's happened there, Peter?
Well, I went into a spin and I've got it back again. Where am I? I'm down at, I'm only down at 7,000 feet. I've still got fuel. I checked the fuel tanks, I was thinking I was empty. I mean, I changed over the fuel because I hadn't thought to change over the fuel selector, to be honest. But it said the tanks still have half a tank in them all.
That's why, Peter, you never rely on the tanks. You have to actually manually calculate it. Gauges lie.
Yep, I've just gone back in again and it's showing me with empty tanks. But it didn't show me with empty tanks when I checked on it, so it's the first thing I checked. I tell you what has happened though, is that my central MDF has come up with navigation data expires 24th Jan 2025 on it. And I've lost my engine instruments. Oh, got them back again. Pressing the bottom right key. I've still got no oil pressure.
No oil pressure is always bad news.
Yes.
I had it myself a couple of years ago for real at 2,000 feet over Southend, which got a bit embarrassing.
Yeah, I've just got the wind turning the prop. My engine is dead.
Is damage modelled in this?
I didn't think it was. I mean, I nipped out to go and get a glass of orange, but when I came back, everything was hunky-dory.
Yeah, only modelled in Peters.
Yeah.
Remember earlier on, mine had a complete hissy fit. I had to stop and, well, it crashed and I had to respawn and wait for you to catch up.
Yeah, it's restarted. The engine's restarted. I mean, I went through the start procedure again, and the first time it didn't work at all. I just got the prop, I think, spinning, but the gauges were all reading 0. But now we've restarted. Well, I thought then my flight was coming to an abrupt end. Especially with my depth spiral going down. I thought I'd actually hit the sand, but I hadn't. It was just that the sand totally filled my windscreen. My spinning windscreen. I didn't have the track on in the little nav map. I should have had it on to see what had happened. I'll tell you this, Neil. You just edged ahead of me when it started, and I'm about 25 miles behind you now.
Wow.
Working quite happily now. I think it must have run out of fuel. I did myself an in-flight refueling, and it didn't catch the first time, but it caught the second time.
Just looking around, I always end up being at the back.
It's because you're on Xbox. Depending on which aircraft you pick, some aircraft fly at a slower rate than others. So if you're doing 200 knots and someone on PC is doing 200 knots, you should be flying at the same speed, but the Xbox runs slightly slower. So over the course of an hour, you'll lose about 10 minutes. If you look at if you time your flight in real time and look at the time. So if you have a clock on the dash of your aircraft, for example, compare the two, the clock on the dash will be about 10-15 minutes slower at the end of an hour than the actual time that's passed. So that's why I had to change aircraft.
Yeah, surely if there is. I seem to be the last one every group flight. I'm just like
Yeah.
firing in at the end. Hello, here I am.
Yeah, you generally have to have a bit in reserve, which is fine. Yeah, so if you're doing a flight that's 120 knots, as long as you've got an aircraft that can do 150, 160, you should be fine. Likewise here, if you've got to fly 200, well, if you've got an aircraft that can do 250, again, you should be fine. But when it's very touch and go, whereas when it's borderline, and especially when you start speeding up, yeah, you haven't got hope in hell.
So that's why you picked the jet.
That's why I changed to a jet. Yeah.
Cheers for telling me earlier.
If there's any consolation, I do believe they fixed it in 24.
Right. What's the even about the clappers here? Not patching up.
I hope that fixed that message that says TOS system test okay. I don't have it anymore. It used to work in 2020, but it's gone. Hope 2024 has it.
So in the videos I've seen, I've heard it in there. So yeah, I would think so. Must admit, I tend to cheat and start on the runway with the engine running, and yes, I've gone past that.
Well, I guess I probably ought to start my descent. I'm still at 14,000 feet.
I've come down to 1,600 feet, and the terrain looks very different down here, at this height.
Oh, I haven't seen any trains. I assume this landscape stays pretty much the same all the way to the airfield, which makes you wonder, why did they build it?
The airfield is an oil airfield.
That'll be the
where they
answer
get
then.
the oil out, yeah. It's one of the oil holes. Except, of course, you haven't got a traditional oil well or anything there anymore, because it's all just a pipe coming out of the ground now. And a very long drive if you don't want to fly in.
All right, if you're still with us on the live stream. We're about 38 nautical miles out from our destination airport.
So there might be some sort of power plant just to the south of the airfield as well. It's got GSA written on the map, whatever that is. It looks like a lot of power lines coming out of it, I think.
And hopefully
Maybe it's something that needs a lot of power, so it's got power lines going to it, one or the other.
Hopefully this video will be an encouragement to you to try group flight on Virtual Flight Online, or there are other places on the internet that do it as well.
Earth, but I suppose it might be a processing plant of some kind.
Yeah, I might have to look at Google Earth actually and see what it is.
So the Wednesday evening flight on Virtual Flight Online, we're doing to really vet out 2024. So if you're interested in that, it will be the same time.
Just a reminder on Wednesday to make sure you have your uniforms pressed and ready, regardless of whether in the 208 or the Twin Otter.
Yes, sir.
And that
Joe,
was,
do you want to say anything about next Sunday's flight?
if I remembered where we were going, I guess I could.
You've got New Zealand down, but you've not told us any more about it.
So I'm planning on visiting some scenic spots in the North Island. So we might end up at Ellis's place. Who knows? I'll get the flight plan out there midweek.
And on the Monday, we're right at the very tip of Australia, and we're going to fly out across the islands to Murray Island. And then on the Wednesday, following that, might as well read it as I'm looking at it on the details. We're going to fly from the beach airport on Barra up to Stornoway and then across to Inverness. Again in the Twin Otter and the 208. So it's double Wednesdays in the 208 and the Twin Otter. I don't know, I didn't have the Twin Otter before.
Oh, I would disagree with that. I always thought it was quite good. Well, I never came across any, I don't think. I haven't flown it for a while, but I've still got it in my system, so I might try that one night.
I'll give you this, Dave. Your Learjet does look quite snazzy.
Sorry, say again.
I was just going to say, I just looked at your picture of your Learjet. It does look quite good.
So I told you.
It's still a tiny little tube to crawl into.
You're all envious, but now you've seen it.
No, I'm merely going as far as it looks good. I still wouldn't want to fly one.
You say that now.
Yes, if somebody gave me the opportunity, I'd grab their hand and not let
I
go.
was gonna buy you a Learjet, but I'll hold off now because I would hate to upset you.
I'm overcome with emotion, Dave.
Yeah, talk amongst yourselves. They can't speak.
Yeah, so it's a cracking aircraft.
Yeah, they have been constantly doing updates for it. There's no cargo variant or something now as well.
Yeah.
About all it's fit for, really, to be fair.
Oh dear, dear, dear.
Does it have passengers in the back, Womble?
Yeah, you can have passengers.
Are
Do
they
they
as
look
creepy
all right?
as the 414 passengers?
Oh yes,
It's the same passengers.
absolutely. And that's why I don't fly with passengers.
Exactly.
That's why the cockpit door has got a lock on it.
Oh, well, to keep you away from them.
Like Carrie and Chucky for your passengers.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you say that, but how often, as a pilot, do you look over your shoulder and look at the passengers?
And in 2020, when you do, it gives you the creeps.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What has been seen cannot be unseen.
It all depends if they're complaining and throwing up and stuff like that.
Oh, it depends whether you've got that add-on.
Tell you what, I'll put some passengers in and then take a photo for you.
Yeah, we all need the stop screaming, we're all scared add in.
Yeah, I think on some of the VIP trips, they keep saying, banging on about not talking, or they keep banging about not talking to you, I think.
Oh, I finally bit the dust and got my PPL in 24 this afternoon. Was that the most boring time spent ever?
Oh, you didn't do did you do the training?
Yeah, I decided to go through it. I was tempted to just do the PPL, but I thought, no, I'll do it. And oh, you drive you mad.
Yeah, I just did the vinyl flights in your circuit, and it's all guided round. So.
Practice guitar. This is a reminder. Practice guitar.
Well, that's an interesting one, but I'm actually seeing your livery for the Learjet. Is that a standard one, is it?
Yeah, the Sovereign, yeah.
That'll be why then. Right, I'm gonna have to duck out, fellas. My head is absolutely pounding. Great flight though, Peter. Very different and enjoyable.
Oh, good. It lasted another half hour, but even with the alterations. But yeah, no, it's something different.
Yep, I'm not complaining.
Feel better, Neil?
Yeah, you feel better soon, Neil.
Yeah,
Yeah, plenty of rest.
feel better.
Plenty of rest, lem sips, and put your feet up.
Oh well, I'm gonna go and have a hot toddy. Cheers, guys. Take care.
See ya.
Cheers, Neil.
Take care, Neil.
All right, if you've just joined the live stream, we are about 9.5 nautical miles out from our final destination.
Watch out for the speed bump at the end of the runway there as it transitions to the taxiway. There's a sudden elevation shift.
So our typical group flight time is somewhere in the neighborhood of about an hour and 30 to an hour and 45 minutes.
The edge of the building that you could ever have with my wingtip.
But this one has run long, but it's been great. So thank you again, Peter. I'll do it publicly here in the stream.
Nice palm trees here, look.
All right, we're going to make our way in. We're going to burn off some of this airspeed. Take our engine back to idle. And we need to lose at least another 1,000 feet here before we turn to final approach. Still going way too fast. Wonder how this side slips since I've never flown it before. It doesn't really want to.
During Tom Cruise owns a Learjet.
Is there a Vision Jet or something?
Yeah, it's the Oprah Sofa Edition.
Right, well, thanks very much, Peter. That was a great flight as always, and catch you all Wednesday, I guess.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I opened up my pilot store to see if that opened up everybody else's pilot store, but it didn't. You know the way it does with the Spitfire, if you have your door open and canopy back, so everybody else's is. Not at all. Well, I've let my invisible passengers run screaming from the plane.
Okay, I'm at midfield. I'm going to turn downwind. Dave, I'm going to come in behind you. All right, hope everybody has enjoyed the live stream. Certainly this gives you a flavor of what Virtual Flight Online group flights are like. We do enjoy each other's company.
500.
And thanks for being along with us today. As Peter mentioned, we've got a group flight scheduled for Wednesday. And we'll be doing that in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. And as Peter aptly reminded me, I'm hosting a flight to North Island in New Zealand on Sunday.
Oh, well, this is quite impressive. All these palm trees, enormous sand dunes and stuff. It's all good fun.
Yes, the sand dunes have got a bit of height down. I took the goose out and drove over some of them, and when you get away from the town, you just have endless sun. What am I saying? Sand dunes? Just sand dunes.
Okay, I'm down. Thank you everybody for joining the live stream.
Thank you, Joe, for doing
Yes,
that.
and
Cheers.
yeah, thank you, Peter, and have a good week. See you again next weekend.
Yes, fingers crossed I will be here and I don't end up with the flu.
Yeah, best of luck with that.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, cheers for organising that one, Peter. Really enjoyable.
That's alright, as I said, on Wednesday we're in the 208 or the Twin Otter, and we're flying from Exeter to the Scilly Isles.
I look forward to that. Cheers, Mike, Peter. Thank you very much.
Cheers, good night.
Yeah, thanks, Peter. See you guys later.
Cheers, good night, buddy.
See everyone.